Good morning. Welcome to the 2021 CRE virtual Acreage show. And today I'm going to be making a planter for you that looks just like this one. Let's get started. So today I am going to make you an herb garden. And by the way, my name is Karen and I am from Cherry Grove Florist in Wetaskiwin. So my thing is that I love flowers, I love gardening, I love getting my fingers in the dirt, which is what we're going to do a little bit today. So this planter is going to have all kinds of different herbs in it, and I will tell you what is in there as I'm putting them in. So the first thing you need is a good sized pot with good drainage. And this one doesn't have any drainage in it, so I'm putting rocks in to add to the drainage. You can put some rocks in the bottom, and that way your herbs won't drown, because there's no point in having drowned herbs to have your supper with. So we'll just put a few more rocks in here. Hopefully it won't be too loud. And then we'll put in a layer of dirt to start. So I come from a long line of gardeners. My grandma was a gardener. My mom was a gardener. I'm a gardener. And now my daughter Megan from Prairie Heart Farm Florals is gardening, but she's doing more flowers than she is plants. And we like to have a good base of dirt in the bottom of this big pot. And I love color, and I'm a firm believer if you have color in your planters, it doesn't matter what they are. Oh, there's some sticks in there. That you will attract birds, bees, butterflies, hummingbirds, and you will get all kinds of interesting insects to your planter and your deck, patio, whatever you're planting in, to attract them. And so my favorite color is red. And so I've picked a red geranium to put in the bottom of my planter in the middle. Now, if this is going into a corner, you could put it on a side. And so before you put this in there, you could just tickle the roots a little bit just so that they'll grow into your dirt. And then my favorite thing in the whole wide world, I'm going to need some more dirt. My favorite thing is rosemary. I put it in everything. I put it in all of my planters because I just love to walk past all of my planters and just give it a little rub and a sniff, and it just makes me happy, happy, happy. And so we're going to put 2 containers of rosemary in there. Tickle the roots a little bit. And I know with the pandemic and stuff, everyone's been having interest in gardening and everything. And if you can have all this great food all you want, but if you don't make it taste good, no one's going to want to eat it. So I've got 2 containers of oregano, and that's good for spaghetti and any of your Italian dishes. And so we'll add some more dirt into there. Now, a lot of these herbs can be dried. So in the fall, when you're harvesting your stuff, either you can put them in your house in the container, or you can dry them. And I have a dehydrator, but some people use the oven. And so it doesn't take very long before you get yourself a new jar of herbs for your kitchen. Just a little bit of a placement thing here. So there's oregano, there's rosemary. We'll put a container of chives in. This you need to be careful with because it does seed itself. And I put in a little bit of, just a little 4-inch container of chives in my garden, and it took over. And I put it in my flower bed because I like the flowers. And They make the beautiful purple flowers. They're about this big around, and it smells so good. I'm just gonna tickle the roots a little and make this. A lot of people like to cook with fresh herbs. I like to cook with fresh herbs. I like to use them in the wintertime. So I have a few different things. I have some mint. Now, mint, you never want to plant in your garden. Or you would never want to, in your garden, because you don't want them to take over your garden. Mint has rhizomes in it, which will spread out into your garden and it'll take over. And just a little more dirt. Just to hold them up. I think I'll only use one of those. Now, when I ordered stuff from my supplier, I got some really interesting things. They gave me something called salad burnet, and I had never used it before. Apparently, this is a perennial that will come up every year. So in the fall time, you can take this out of your planter and you can put it into your garden in a well-protected spot. And this is also a rhizome, so it will take over. This is good just to add a little, oh, this is interesting. Just to add a little bit of flavor to your salads, and I wouldn't use it in any cooking or anything, but it'll add a little flavor to your salad. This also has medicinal properties, so be very careful when you're using it. Don't use a pile of it. A lot of herbs are double duty things. They are medicinal, and they are sometimes dangerous for your health unless you know what you're doing with them medicinally. But this only would just take a little bit to make your salad nice. The other thing I came across was this red vined sorrel. It is also medicinal. There is two kinds. There's one that has pokey leaves like this, and then there's some that have round leaves. Don't ever use the ones with round leaves. Apparently they're good for things like chest infections and bronchitis and stuff, but once again needs to be used by somebody who knows what they're doing with herbs. You only need a little bit. These you can put into salad, and if the leaves get too big, you can cook it like Swiss chard and just use a little bit, just to add a little flavor. It smells very interesting. I wish you guys could smell this. And I'm making a mess, sorry about that. I have some coriander. We use that a lot for salsa at our house. We make our own salsa. And I have some Italian parsley. And the difference between Italian parsley and curled leaf parsley, which a lot of people use, is that flat leaf parsley, and it's better for cooking. The curled leaf parsley is better for things like freshening your breath and just as a little extra piece of design on your food plate. And so tickle that. And there we go. I don't think I have room for anything else in here. Then once you have, oh, I do have room for one more. Woo-hoo. And just fill in all your little areas. What else? I have some really pretty purple sage, and I have some regular sage. These works well in like your turkey dishes and your chicken dishes, and oh, tickle the. The fun thing about herbs is when you put them together, you can imagine the dishes that you're going to create with these. That's what I always do. Because if food doesn't taste good and has bland, nobody's going to eat it. And when your kids are hungry, they better find you handy, and they're not going to eat your food if your food's no good. So there we go. I'll just take off this dead little leaf here. Here is your kitchen garden.